Hi, this is Georgina Villasenor, and this is my Week 2 presentation for the History and Theory of Public Administration course. So what this presentation will cover, I'll start off with Wilson and Goodnow, two theorists, and how their theories can be seen in a modern day example, specifically with the city of Riverside. And then I'll go on to Max Weber's theory, and how a concept still holds true today, and also a concept that might need to be updated. So we start off with Woodrow Wilson and Frank Goodnow, and these two theorists come not too long after the Pendleton Act was passed in 1883. And so as we know, the Pendleton Act developed a civil service and merit system, saying that elected officials could no longer appoint people that they knew. Individuals needed to be qualified to do the job. So what Wilson said was that there are two functions of government: politics, which are the elected officials who create policy, laws and ordinances, and then your administration, who works on implementing those policies. What Frank Goodnow did, he built upon Woodrow Wilson, and he took it a step further. And what he realized, or what he says, is that there cannot be complete separation of powers. That's never true. That our American political system and the party system really actually does run administration. So the modern day example that I could think of was the city of Riverside, our local government here. So we do in fact see this separation. We see our elected officials who run policy, who create policy, things of that nature. And then we see our administration. We see our city clerk, our city manager, city attorney who work on implementing those policies. And then along with our 2,000 plus employees who support that as well, the operation. So your airport, here's some examples of departments that run government. The modern day example I have is in regards to Frank Goodnow's theory and how it does still apply and it can be seen today. About a month or two ago, we saw our local government in the headlines, Press Enterprise. How this started was our former city manager, requested a contract extension in the middle of his current contract. And so the mayor had a huge issue with this. There were some fiscal implications apparently, and ultimately the city council decided to approve. They voted on extending the contract per Mr. Russo's request. A few weeks passed by, and Mr. Russo, his performance evaluation is due. And so, of course, as he reports to City Council, these are the individuals who conduct the performance evaluation. And ultimately, to our surprise, he was fired. And so it makes you wonder, during the period of the council's vote to approve his contract extension and the performance evaluation, what happened? And so this is what I believe is a perfect example of how politics does influence administration at the end of the day. So moving on to Max Weber, I stuck with him to discuss what concepts in his 6 characteristics of bureaucracy still hold true today, and maybe one that also does not hold true today or needs to be updated. So I believe the division of labor and work specialization indeed still holds true today, and it's really the basis for a lot of organizations in terms of efficiency. And it both applies to private and to public as well, or more of your service-oriented organizations. It's also the basis for many compensation systems. So understanding that each employee has a role, and the manager's obligation is to ensure that employees are qualified to do these set of tasks, and then also that these employees are compensated accordingly. And so the concept that I believe should probably be updated now is this concept that formal selection is based on merit and not personality. I think that selection is definitely and should be based on merit. Individuals should be qualified to do the job. But I also believe that personality or fit plays an important role for an organization so that they understand an employee is actually vested in the position. You are looking at employees as an asset, and so who likes to continuously be recruiting for employees? And so I believe that personality does play a secondary role in selecting employees. You want to make sure that they fit into your organization's culture. And so this is a concept that I believe should be updated. So in closing, as we look at organizations today, our local governments who residents have their eyes on, it's very important to understand our history. And so being in this program and learning about these theorists have really helped me understand things, why government is ran, how it's ran today. And so I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I definitely welcome your feedback.